right, move Ella. Move Ella. I love that you guys are early. I hope you get early to your class all the time. I may be wrong, but I think this class starts at 12:40, so we'll start right on time. What you're listening to is a playlist that my music appreciation kids listen to. Mr. Butler, you're calling me. Do I need to pick up? Hold on. Unmute yourself. Hold on. Okay, you have to unmute. I'm asking you to unmute. All right, how about I do this? Okay, guys, see if you can unmute yourself. Okay. I'm used to doing that with my kids because they'll just blurt out and say anything. Okay, can you hear me, Mr. Butler? All right. And will you say something so I can hear you?
Oh.
Okay. How many people should we expect?
There's one more student. I don't know if any of the faculty are going to be able to chime in.
Okay.
That is a little late, but
cool beans.
You sent something to my Google Drive. I don't know if I can post that. It said the file was too large.
Okay, yeah, it finally uploaded for me, so I can put it in the chat now.
Okay, awesome. Any of y'all, I don't know if Brandon Twin has gotten the information, but I sent an email. I don't have his personal information. If any of y'all have his phone number, please give him the information. So I don't know if he's checked his email yet or not. He's the other student.
Okay, well, he still got 3 minutes.
Kendrick Kirkland, I see your name on here. We're happy to have you chime in with us, man. So you're probably gonna have to send us your own information, like Ms. Mungeon has done, which would be better. But we'll talk later about that.
Hey, that's no problem. Hello, everyone. I'll just kind of be in the background. I'm actually traveling back to Georgia. So have a great class today. Look forward to seeing you Thursday.
All righty. Awesome. I would like to welcome Professor Mungeon, who is an alumni of Florida A&M University. I would like to thank her so much for agreeing to do this session for us. We have been brushing through quickly aspects of the young voice and what to expect. And with her having hands-on experience, we're excited to have her to come and discuss with some matters, and we will have a Q&A session around maybe 15 or 17 after 12. So be ready to have your questions at that time. So again, we are excited, and wow, this is an awesome day to have you return via Zoom in this capacity, in
Yes.
this new way of doing things.
Right.
Now we'll now present Professor Roxanne Smith Mungin at this time. Thank you so much.
Yay. Thank you guys for having me. This is like truly an honor to be here with you today and to just come back and give back to where it all started for me. So this is one of my dreams, giving back to FAMU. And so, Mr. Butler, anytime you need me to help my FAMUans out, please do so. So here, this is how I usually start my class off virtually. I am into Bitmoji classrooms. They're really, really cool for me. So I create them all the time, but this is the agenda that my students usually see when they come into the room. So I am excited to put this together for you. And this is just kind of a skeleton of what we were gonna do. And feel free at any time. I know there's a question and answer session, but if there's something burning that you need to ask me, feel free to do so at that time, okay? So here we go. So who is Professor Mungin? I'm a 1998 magna cum laude graduate of the Florida A&M University. My first love, yes. Yes, FAMU was good to me. There were some trials and tribulations, but that's life. And so if you are experiencing those things, keep moving because it'll get better. And then I matriculated over to Florida State University, and along with Florida A&M, Florida State was a great learning experience for me. I think that at FAM, I learned the culture of music. At Florida State, I learned the teaching of music. And so they both enhanced my career immensely. And then in 2010, I went and got a specialist degree from Lesley University. I do not currently have a doctorate degree. I don't feel like there's no need for me to have it. I mean, I'm not money hungry. And if that's why you get degrees, and I think you're in it for the wrong reason. A doctorate degree is very intense. I mean, I'm everything but dissertation, so I'm good with that. I've been teaching 21 years, choir and general music with Cobb County Schools. The best county to teach in. When you are looking for a job, look for a job that supports the arts, not a job that pays a lot of money, because if you don't have the resources that you need, then the money doesn't even matter. You're gonna still be miserable. I have taught all levels of music, including pre-K. I actually got my beginnings I don't know if any of you go to Bethel Baptist Church, but Reverend Holmes is my godfather. And so I got my beginnings at his little academy. And oh, how humble the beginnings were. I mean, like we couldn't put anything on the walls. So it was interesting, but did chapel and music there. And that's how I started teaching music. I'm also part owner of King and I Productions. You heard the voice of the King. I'm the I. Mr. Kirkland will be on later with you this week. I'm a wife and the mother of a 6-year-old sunshine named Christopher. I'm a member of Sigma Alpha Iota, music fraternity for women. I'm a member of ACDA and GMEA. I'm a teacher of the year. I'm a 2020 MLK humanitarian recipient for Lindley 6th Grade Academy, and I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. But I say all of that to say, I am a graduate of FAMU who loves children and teaches music. That's the bottom line. All right, so here are some pictures of music appreciation for me. So why not music appreciation? So the reason why I pose that question is because some people are like, oh, music, I can't do them little kids. They always touching on you. They germy. That's where all the bad kids are, and all of that is very true. Yeah, elementary music is all of that: germs, kids, hugs, crying, tantrums. But it's also where you build a foundation for these kids to learn music. So if someone offers you a job in music appreciation or offers you a job in elementary music, take it. Do not shun upon it, because it could be very, 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 very rewarding. So here we go. Music appreciation is very fun to teach. The possibilities of teaching are endless. The sole purpose of teaching music appreciation is to help your students acquire a love of music. Music appreciation is a class where there isn't a set curriculum, especially in middle school. So you create all the fun. And music appreciation requires a teacher who thinks outside of the box. Think about it. Think about that music teacher that made music horrid and boring. You cried when you had to go there. You are trying to create the exact opposite of that. And you can do that just by thinking outside of the box. So if you're not familiar with elementary and middle school curriculum. So elementary, you teach the whole gamut. You do everything K through 5th. So on any given day, you can teach 6 classes. You can teach from 8:30 in the morning to 2:05 in the afternoon without a break. You just go, you go, you go, you go. You have time to go to the bathroom, lucky you. If you get time to eat, lucky you. Middle school music appreciation is the connections class where kids couldn't figure out what they wanted to do. And so they were kind of just put there. So I'm going to talk about that next. But I just wanted to talk about these pictures real quick. These are my elementary kids, probably 3rd grade, playing the recorder. I was really, really big on recorder. Some people hate the sound of it. I loved it. I was like, it's music. Don't you just love the screeching? So that's a picture of them with their recorder. And then in my school, well, actually every elementary school was fortunate. Every music teacher had their own iPad cart. And so every student had access to an iPad. And then here in 6th grade, yes, 6th graders still like to color. And so they were coloring, learning their notes and treble clef. And then these are just 2 pictures that I just put in there from my choir. This is Aladdin that my 3rd through 5th graders did. And this is one of my 6th graders. All right, so elementary music versus music appreciation. So in my experience as both an elementary music teacher and a music appreciation teacher, the main difference is curriculum. All right, in elementary music, there is a set curriculum that is used to teach music. My curriculum was called Game Plan, and it was phenomenal. It outlined everything for you. You didn't have to really think about how to teach the lesson, just go and pull what you wanted. So in elementary school, you start with kindergarten, and that's basically teaching high and low, steady beat, all the way up to 5th grade, where they learn how to do singing and instrumentation on their own. So instruments could be recorder or Orff instruments, the mallet instruments. When I was in elementary school, I had a band teacher that was excellent. So we had a band. And in 3rd grade, I was doing flute. So the possibilities with that is endless, okay? Don't think that you have to just sit to the bongos and the triangle and the tambourine. People have their whole perception of elementary music all construed. You can do so much with elementary music. Music appreciation in middle school, sad to say, is the dumping ground for students who can't decide on a connections class. Therefore, it is the most dreaded class to teach because it could present an audience of students with bad behavior. Well, I am at Lindley 6th Grade Academy, and just because it's academy, that doesn't mean that the kids are academy-ish, if that makes any sense. My kids are what you would call in the lower economic part of Cobb County. And so they come with behavior problems and they come with lack of knowledge in music. So to combat this, teachers have to find, or I've had to find all kinds of creative ways to teach music on a higher level of thinking. But that's relative to what students are listening to on their devices. So yes, I have listened to a lot of NBA Youngboy. Yes, I have listened to a lot of Travis Scott. Yes, I have listened to a lot of Latino music because that's who I teach. But if I went in there and I was hardcore straight, nope, we're gonna listen to Beethoven, Ninth Symphony, and we're gonna analyze, you will lose the kids. So you have to stay relative with what they're doing. And all of you look smart enough, you're gonna do that anyway. So yes, the basics are still taught, but students are expected to learn things faster and perform more proficient. If you are the cool music teacher that makes learning relatable and fun, students will always ask to take your class over and over. Music appreciation is all about fun. So I teach spring music appreciation and I teach a fall music appreciation. Well, by the end of fall, my kids are asking to take the class again. And I'm like, guys, y'all can't take the class again. You got to go take something else. And they beg and they beg. And, you know, if parent calls in and says, my child wants to take that class again, then, you know, they come back. So it's all because it was fun. All right. So here's one of my students. His name is Jaden. And he was like the cool kid. He's a really nice, sweet kid too. But Jaden worked really, really hard. He had a stuttering problem. And so he wasn't able to vocalize what he wanted to say, but he was able to create it. And I'm gonna play a little bit of his project, but we do something called LSGA Grammy Awards. And this project is where students compose music using the Launchpad and GarageBand apps, and they create it using loops. That's where we start. Now, if they take another course with me, we'll go into the actual instrumentation of doing it in GarageBands. So pretty much the class was split into groups, and they had to stack their iPads in the middle of the circle, and everybody listened to everybody's music, and they picked one iPad that had the best loop or the best project. And so that was the first round. And then it went on to the second round, and Jaden was the winner of that. So here's a little bit of Jaden, and you can hear the kids outside like they're at a concert screaming for him. So very proud of this kid. I just love the way he dances to his music. And it goes on and on and on. So cool kid. And yeah, so I told him to go record himself because I knew I was going to use it as an example for my other classes. But I don't know if you saw in the background how the room looked. So 2-3 years prior to me coming to this school, they had a music teacher that just really allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do. He wasn't engaging. And as you can see, when you don't engage kids, especially in middle school, they're gonna find something to get into. So they went in, they tore all those panels off the wall. When I got there, this room was destroyed. There were all kinds of instruments torn up. It was a nightmare. And so we are slowly putting that room back together. I just didn't want y'all to think that I had that broken down room, but no, that was the result of a teacher just not engaging the students. So what he won was 100 PBIS points, which is a big deal, and a bag of Takis and a soda, which is another big deal. So, and then he also got bragging rights as the best music producer in the school. He was happy about that. All right. So here are my resources for elementary music. And you're gonna, the link is in the chat. So you'll always have this information at your fingertips. But in elementary school, I only needed two things. And if you decide to teach elementary, you only need game plan and recorder karate. If you have those two things, you can win over kids in music. Now, game plan is costly. It's about a $4,000 investment, but it has everything you need, everything down to manipulatives and lesson plans. So if a school is willing to invest in that, they should. Now, if $4,000 is too much, over here you see I say at least get the K-3 game plan. 4 and 5 you can figure out how to do. Recorder karate is something you buy with West Music, and that's not expensive at all. Drum, with my 4th and 5th graders, I did that the latter part of the year. They actually learn how to do a lot of drumming circles. Excellent. It teaches discipline. And my kids actually had to recite discipline, respect, unity through music every time before they played anything. I put bucket drumming in here. I never really did bucket drumming, but a lot of people are big about bucket drumming. And I didn't do bucket drumming because I was doing actual drumming. So that's why I didn't do that. So music appreciation, and I want to get you guys like doing some stuff. So if you could go ahead and go to, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second, and I see your hand. Oh, let me unmute you so I can answer your question.
I was going to ask you, is the game board the same thing as the game plan? That's the one you're talking about in the corner?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Same thing, yeah. Okay, so I want you to go to a browser, and I want you to, this is one of the things that I've done with music appreciation. I'm gonna stop sharing for a while. And I want you to go to Incredibox. Kids love Incredibox. And let me share my screen again. Incredibox is free. You can do a lot of things on the free platform, but it's just like it is, incredibox.com. All right, and you can download the app, but for now we're gonna do the web version. And this is where kids can compose music. And you can pick any one of these as long as it doesn't have the, the lock. So we'll just go with alpha. And so all of these little bots are gonna load and make different loops. And as you can see, I'm like really cheesing because I love Incredibox. All right, so all of these little guys here will make all of these sounds. So let's just plug one in. And it'll keep looping. And I'm sorry, it's lagging. And so kids can also record it. It doesn't look like it's recordable in this version, but they can record it and they can add loops in, and that's one way that they can create music. So does anyone want to do one on their end and maybe share it really quick? And I'll give you the right to share. And when you're ready, just raise your hand and then you can share your screen. All All right, Miss T up here. I hope you don't mind me calling you Miss T because I'm gonna mess your name up. All right, so
I'm looking for it now. I'm trying to get it. It's in the chat, you said? Or I
oh
was trying
no,
to,
the
I think I
share
was trying to
button at
get
the
the ad.
bottom.
Oh, I just go to the website. Okay, let me see.
Oh, okay. You still looking for the link? Yeah, go to incredibox.com. Miss Taylor, you over there jamming. Let's see what you have. So do the share button at the bottom and let's see what you have.
Wait, wait, where's the share page? The share
It's
button?
the green button at the bottom. Just click share. You should have the right to share.
Oh, okay. I don't know which one to share.
Do the one that has the Incredibox screen in it. Or the one that has your browser in it. It can be confusing when it comes to sharing.
Yeah, it doesn't say that for me. It says whiteboard, iPad, iPhone.
Okay, so
and then
let's just, I think we might be able to hear it if you just play it from your device.
okay. So can you hear? Or no?
Can you turn it up a little bit more? Yeah, you might have to come out of your AirPods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear some of it, but so how was that experience for you? Just that little minute or
It
two?
was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
actually. I'm probably just gonna keep coming back on here and just play around with it.
Right, and every Incredibox has different sound loops. And that's something that kids can do for free. They don't, your school doesn't have to pay for it. So just another resource.
So what are they're making, it's kind of like the engineering, are they making beats and they're learning how to loop?
Yes, they're learning how to put loops together that make sense. You know,
Wow.
you can put all kinds of loops together, but does it sound right? And so you're encouraging them to make a song that makes sense. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so that's Incredibox. Let's go back to the slide. Okay, another resource that I want you to go to is quizzes. And the way you get there is you go to joinmyquiz.com. So go there for me. And then I'm gonna give you a code to take quizzes. Joinmyquiz.com. And this is like an online game, and it tests the knowledge of the students. So joinmyquiz.com, and you want to put in this code. I'll put it in the chat. And use an anonymous name. Don't use your real name. That makes it even another layer of fun. Okay, I hear people coming into the game.
Wait, I'm USC. I don't know how to do all this stuff.
So go to joinmyquiz.com.
Where is it?
You got to go into an actual browser. So it's a link. Yeah, go and type. Yeah, go and type joinmyquiz.com. And then you're going to put in a game code 482126. All right. So we have three people in the game. Four. We're almost there. We have two.
What's that code again? 4?
Well, it looks like you're already in. It says, well, never mind. Somebody's using your name. 482-126.
482-126.
Yep.
Who's using my name?
All right. If you're ready, put a thumbs up because I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm waiting on one more person. It's only 5 people, but there we go. All right. So here we're going to go. This is just a basic music theory quiz. Okay. And it's a competition. You want to see who earns first place the quickest. Okay. All right. And you can make up any quiz using this game. Almost to the end. Keep going, keep going. One more person. All right. And so here are the winners. The winners of today's game is Mark Butler 2, followed by Lacey and Dr. Butler. So who is Mark Butler 2?
That's me. That's the real Mark Butler.
All right, Mark, the real Mark Butler. Okay, so if you don't mind, Mr. Mark Butler, I would like to award Lacey. Who is Lacey?
That's me.
All right, I'm gonna award Lacey with a Teach to Inspire.
Wow.
For winning that game. All right. So
Awesome.
that's just something else that I use in class to get my kids excited about learning. So Lacey, at the end, just we'll stay on and you can give me your address and I'll I'll send that to you. Okay. Almost there. I hope you guys aren't bored. I just love doing this because, you know,
Awesome.
people need to know like the extensiveness of music appreciation in elementary music. All right, so that's quizzes. There's also Kahoot. I like quizzes because it's you don't have to initiate every question. With Kahoot, it's the same type of thing, but it's a lot of work behind it. Quizzes is more kid driven. All right. Also in this PowerPoint that you have in the Google link is a list of all kinds of resources that I didn't list here for music appreciation. So that is like a gift in itself right there. Click on that link at your leisure and look at all those resources. What has helped me a lot is I've joined Facebook groups. And so one group to join is I teach middle school and middle school choir director, because a lot of middle school teachers have to teach music appreciation. So you can drop questions in there about choir or music appreciation, and it's very, very helpful. But this right here, every general music teacher should be ORF certified, hands down. Yes, Kodaly is great. ORF changed my whole career teaching music. So if you hear about a ORF level 1 class being offered, please take it. And hopefully maybe FAMU's doing that. I don't know. But if not, do it on your own. It is worth the expense. It will definitely give you more insight on how to present music to kids.
Now that's the ORF you're speaking of.
I'm speaking of ORF. I am not Kodaly certified, not to say that I never will be, but I just found a lot of success with ORF. Mm-hmm. And ORF is a little bit more instrument based, where Kodaly is more vocal based. To have both, I think, is outstanding. So,
yeah.
All right. So the magic is in the music. All right. Record, record, and record. So as I was putting this presentation together, I was like, man, where am I going to get stuff from? And it was right there on my iPhone. I take videos of everything. So pay the 99 cents to have the space on your phone, because you want to record everything that your kids accomplish. So this was work that I did at Teasley Elementary School. I'm just going to play snippets of each little one because of time. But I taught at Teasley 13 years, and I taught over 9,000 kids. Like, that's a lot of kids. You will teach a lot of kids in elementary, all right? And at my school, I built a culture of excellence, pride, and musicianships. The kids, once again, not to brag, they really did like my class. So here is one of them doing a peanut butter pie on ORF instruments. Apple pie. No. Hot fudge sundae. No. Strawberry ice cream. No. Peanut butter pie. Peanut butter pie. Peanut butter pie. I sure love my peanut butter pie. Yes, I'm guilty of I ate all the peanut butter pie. And then we do it again. So that was my room, y'all. Man, that space was amazing. I was really blessed to have all of that stuff. The county provided that. And so that's when the DAB came out. And so once again, being relatable, they love doing the DAB more than anything. And then this one down here is more of a music appreciation. I just put this together like at the last hour before. But the PE teacher and I wanted to incorporate physical exercising with music. So this is, I forget what we called it, but this is this. Side tap, 1, 2, ready, go. Side, side. Tap, jump and jab. Tap, 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 tap. Jump, tap. Jump, tap, 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 side, tap, side, 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 side. And yes, turn, I'm doing it with them. Turn, turn, that's hard work. Turn, side, go. All right, and so they just repeat it. Then this student here, oh, she was so precious to me. She was autistic. That's why she has the headsets on. What color are you gonna play? Light blue.
Are we seeing them?
Can you not see the video?
No.
Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Oh my. All right, let's see. Go back. Can you see it now? Do orange.
Yeah, we see it now.
Okay.
And while we doing that, I invited Professor Nita Packer.
Okay.
I was so excited when you did your producers competition, but we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
Go continue. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Thank you for letting me know. I thought you guys were seeing it. So here it is again, just quick. Apple pie. No. S'mores. No. Donuts. No. Peanut butter pie. Yeah. Peanut butter pie. All right, so that's the classroom I was bragging on. I hate that y'all didn't see it. And then just a little bit of this side, side, side. I was at the purple side ball side. Up there. Tap, jump, and jacks, go. And stop. Okay, and then because I'm in Atlanta and there are all kinds of celebrities here, young Jock came in and read to my kids. And so he read Rap-a-Tap-Tap. And this is him. It was actually quite cool to have him.
He danced through crowds of laughing kids. Rap-a-tap-tap.
Think of that.
All right, well, here you go. Y'all ready? Let's start speaking.
I'm ready.
His feet barely flew as he tipped his hat. Rap-a-tap-tap.
Think of that.
Yeah, this is getting pretty advanced here, guys. These words.
So, yeah, that was fun. And that's a great ostinato book too. Something that repeats over and over is Rap-a-Tap-Tap. And it talks about Bojangles. So you can find a lot of music in books as well. Apple pie. No. It's not gonna let me. Hot fudge. Okay, here we go. All right, so really quick, you're gonna hear from two other people later on in the week about choir, so I'm not gonna stay there long, but in elementary school, I did have over 120 voice choir, kid choir. People would always get on me like, why you want all them kids in choir? And I'm like, why not? They wanna sing, let them sing. There's nothing, I mean, so yeah, I taught choir to 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And teaching choir has been the added bonus to my career. I started out in high school, taught there 5 years, but I thought that I could make more of an impact with the elementary age kids. But I never, ever had the desire to teach middle school choir. But as God would write my story, middle school chorus has been the best thing I've done in my career. 6th grade, hands down, love it. They have taught me so many things about choir that I didn't know. So these are pictures from musicals that I did with the elementary kids. This was Willy Wonka. This was Alice in Wonderland. This was my first year choir where they got a standing ovation at evaluation. And this is me teaching. This is at a performance at the school. And yeah, and over here was the Lion King. The costuming on that was great. So I do want to, well, look at my recruitment video when you have time. I'm very proud of that recruitment video. So something I made on my iPhone, nothing special. All right, so King and I Productions is the production company that I own. And we started out, this is Kendrick, this is who you'll see, Mr. Kirkland, on Thursday. And we're cousins. We both graduated from FAM, both majored in music. We both teach in Cobb County. He teaches high school and I teach middle school. So we started out with Bravo Music Camp. And then there was a lot of blessings in COVID because we had to sit and think about how to revamp our business. And so we started doing webinars. We have a series coming up that's called Artist Scope. We designed a t-shirt line, and we will also start the Atlanta Heritage Choir. So if you want one of those Teach to Inspire, Conduct to Inspire, Sing to Inspire shirts, the link is right there. They are great quality shirts. Y'all wait till Miss T get that shirt. She gonna pub it for me. It's a great shirt. It does not shrink. The quality of it is awesome. So, and everything that you purchase on that site goes back to our Bravo Music Camp.
Awesome.
So here's my musical notes. Every student can learn, but every teacher can't teach. Sorry to say that, but you know, every student wants to learn. You got to be willing to teach them. They are coming to you. They're hungry for it. And so you will hear a lot of your students say, I don't remember my music teacher. My teacher wasn't good. They were boring. So sometimes you have to accept what it is and make the best experience for them. You are the best part of your student's day. Make it life-changing. If you can teach elementary music, you can teach any level of music. These are all mine. Nothing that's been tried and true or research-based. I feel like every music teacher needs to start in elementary school, if it's just 1 year, because the experience will teach you so much. Even though music doesn't change, your lesson should always be evolving into something better. You don't know everything, so keep learning. That's why there's ACDA and GMEA and workshops. And this was by Theodore Roosevelt. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Because every elementary school, I have been truly blessed to be in Cobb County with the resources that I have. But I know some other teachers who never had an iota of what I had. So you have to just make the best of where you are. And then when you teach music well, you will always be appreciated. So I'm not going to read this to you, but Andreas was a non-English speaking student when I first met him in kindergarten, could not speak a lick of English, and he actually had to repeat kindergarten. By the time he left in 5th grade, he was well-spoken. I got this email from him last week, and it just warmed my heart because I'm like, man, this was a kid that couldn't speak English, and now music is something that is a part of his everyday life. So make it so that kids will be appreciating music. So that's me. There are questions, and I put some questions there just in case y'all didn't have any, but yes, please feel free to fire away at whatever you may want to ask.
I'm going to get in here before the students do, because I don't know how long Ms. Professor Packer can stay, but I just thought of inviting her and Professor Tooks when you were doing how you did producing with your students and how they learned to loop those beats, and they were doing that. I thought that was just so magnificent. This presentation has exceeded my expectation. It was great, and it just it was so informative and also to me, to understand the importance of technology and how to incorporate that in music education.
Yes, so
at an early age.
My students are much smarter than me on technology. What they do is technology. And so I just gave them a little bit and they went and did a whole lot more with it because they're willing to explore it. That's what they know. And so if you can give them something in their hand, they can figure out the rest.
Awesome.
Talking about technology, I didn't mention it, but I use Seesaw, which is a great portfolio platform for kids to upload their work, and you can give them work and they can record right there digitally on their work, and you can give them feedback and grade it. So Seesaws. And Flipgrid is also great. Seesaw just worked better for me.
So when you do your chorus, what are some of the things you have to take in consideration in regards to the voices? Do y'all do the importance of unison singing versus giving them too much at the start?
Yeah. So my kids, even though they have music, I don't know what the music teachers are teaching them because they come to me not knowing anything. And I'm sure they're great music teachers, but when they come to me, they just like, they don't even know what choir is. They say, well, what is chorus? And I'm like, that's where you sing. So I start them from ground zero. This is a quarter note, ta. This is you got to start from basics. You really have to meet them where they are. And then we do unison, matching pitch. Just match that. If they can't do that, then you stay there for a little while. And then you go into unison singing. Then you go into partner songs. And then you go into two-part singing. I probably won't get to two-part singing until maybe late December, definitely January, February. A lot of people want to do what they want to do. Oh, I need my choir to sing two-part in September. Not if they're not ready, because they can't even hear the part. So you start unison and work your way. And if you get your kids singing a beautiful tone unison, then you've achieved so much. They will get the two-part singing in 7th grade and in 8th grade. So I've given myself a lot of grace on that. Just letting them sing beautifully in one part. Any other questions? I know like you may have questions about budget, administrative approval. I will say this, if you interview for a job and the principal isn't willing to support your vision, run. If they can't invest the money, music costs money. And if they're not willing to do that, then you need to go look for somewhere else to work. And then fundraise. I mean, I would do a fundraiser every year that brought in about $5,000. And yes, I, put that money towards a musical. That's what it was mainly for. But I could always dip into that money and buy new instruments and buy new curriculum and different things that were needed. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of people settle for a job and then are upset in the end when the administrators don't support it. And so if that happens, then you need to make sure that you find something that's willing to support your vision.
Questions, class?
I have a question about, you were talking about, like, if you don't see the resources run, so like what are some flags that, you'd say that would show you that, like, okay, they're really not willing to support you?
Well, I think every music teacher should have their own class. I don't think music teachers should teach on a cart. And even if it's the stage, at least that's your space, because you got to create that space for music that can always be made there. If you do it on a cart, it's just, you're giving them half of the experience. So when my kids walked in my classroom, they knew where to sit. They knew what instruments they could touch and explore on the instruments that they couldn't. When you teaching on a cart, they just don't have that ownership. Another red flag is if you ask them how much they are willing to offer or a budget. So what is your budget for music? And if they say, well, we really don't have one, well then how do you expect for me to teach? You have to invest in this. If the PTA program, they need to have a strong PTA. If PTA is in place, then PTA could at least give you $500 for the year. Don't worry about if there's not instruments there. You can make instruments out of pots and pans. Did it all the time. But if that administrator just doesn't have a clear vision of what they want their kids to learn, then to me, I feel like that's a deal breaker.
Okay, kind of a follow-up question. Okay, so you're saying about having a vision, like how do you kind of respectively present that, or when do you present that? I know you were talking about kind of in the
Well, you present, I think you presented in the interview, because, you are as a person, a candidate, you're allowed to ask questions to the person that's interviewing you. So my question would be, so what is your vision for the music program? And that can turn the tables on a whole lot of stuff. What do you want your kids to learn? And they should be able to, respond to that. Did I answer your question? Okay, all right. Anything else? Hi, Professor Tukes. I'm Professor Mudge. Nice for you to join us. So
I had a question.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
There's,
Go ahead.
Who's that?
oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to know, because you said you teach all grade levels. Which grade was your favorite? And also, how were you able to adjust, like going from each level and dealing with all types of kids?
Okay, and if I forget to answer something, just remind me, okay? My favorite level to teach was kindergarten and 3rd grade and 6th grade. Kindergarten, because they have no clue what they're doing, and you can just mold them into something really awesome. You are like, they are not supposed to know high and low, steady beat, and you teaching them all of that. I mean, I was just that teacher that Allie Bally was, well, her name was Allie, but there was a song that I was teaching. It was called Allie Bally. Allie Bally, Allie Bally be sitting. It was a song, but I had that student all the way through 5th grade. And then she was also in my music camp. And I would sing that song to her every time I saw her. But what the memory that I had of that was, I took her off the floor and just sat her on my lap. And that was I don't know how that experience was for her, but for me, that was just a loving experience. I'm like one of those teachers that have to hug and have to touch. This COVID thing has messed me all the way up because I can't touch my kids. I can't hug them. And so in kindergarten, she was willing to allow me to do that. And I was able to use her as the actual Allie because her name was Allie. And so the kids were able to relate to that. 3rd grade, because that's becoming an intermediate student. And that's when they're learning how to really, really sing and really learn how to play the recorder. So, and then 6th grade, that's also just another pivotal point because now what you do in 6th grade is what you're going to do probably all the way through high school. So that's just another polishing moment for me. You asked something else that I really wanted to answer.
How are you able to adjust to teaching all types of kids, from just regular to even ones with autism?
Yeah, this is what I have learned. It don't matter if they're elementary, middle, or high. Kids are kids. I thought coming from high school to elementary, it was gonna be the biggest adjustment. No, they whined in high school, they whined in kindergarten. They were smart in high school, they were smart. So I don't think I really had to adjust like I thought I was, because my expectation of my students were always high. And your students will always, if you have high expectations of them, they're gonna always reach it because they see how important it is and how much you love it, and they wanna get there too. So I really never had to, now my approach was different, but I didn't have to, or my, the manipulatives and things that I used were different. But I didn't have to talk so prim and proper on high school and then talk, itty bitty on elementary. No, you can talk to them, I think, for me, for the same way.
So we're approaching the closing time. Professor Tooks has joined in. I got so excited again when you was doing the producing, how you engage your elementary students and middle school students in being, you had the producers competition and
Yeah.
how they learned that technology, that aspect of it. I just got excited and text them and not taking in mind that you'd be through with that by the time they chime in. But,
Yeah, yeah.
So I apologize to Professor Tooks for
Mhm.
hitting you up late, but
Well,
it was phenomenal. I don't know if you want to recap that before.
sure, I can do that. And what I did, Professor Tooks, is I just gave my students iPads and told them to go on Launchpad and GarageBand. I gave them little nuggets, and you know, our kids are so tech-based now that they kind of just took it to another level. So what Mr. Butler is referring to first is this site here called Incredibox. And this is basically taking these loops here and putting it on these different little box. You can take them out. You can add in there. So that was one thing that I show. And then another thing that what Mr. Butler is referring to is I do a competition called the LSGA Grammy Awards. And I was just so proud of this kid winning the presentation. And this was simply done on an iPad. That gets me every time when he when he starts dancing and he makes that sound with his music. So that's what I shared there with that. And
Thank you so much. And I just want to say two things really quickly. First of all, you know, you've got producers in here. Tamia and her, they're big time producers. So you need to make sure you get them to do some work for you.
oh, awesome.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's not just a celebrity. She's also a, you know, nuts and bolts, get the job done person. I know all these folks. I know Taylor. I mean, I know everybody. Really great people. You got a great bunch here, Dr. Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely great. I can't see Kemuel, so I guess he's absent.
I know. I see Darian. Hey, man. I'm so proud of these guys. You know, they're just really great people. But the thing that mattered most to me, I really did not miss the best thing. I heard you say that if you expect great of these young children, they'll perform.
They haven't let me down in 21 years.
I'll tell you something. Right down the hill there's a building that they just store stuff in now. That it was where I went to elementary school, and there was a teacher there named Mabel Sherman. So there was never a time in my life that I did not know I was Black, that I did not know our history, that I did not know our music, that I did not know the words, our songs, did I not feel pride for it. So that little school is called Lucy Moton. It's a piece of FAMU to this very day, but it's not used for elementary school. But that's where I went to elementary school. Ms. Sherman is an eccentric person, like a lot of us artists are. Put it nicely. Put it nicely. You know, I'm a little strange myself for those daring to see me acting the fool. But the bottom line is that she saw to it that us little Black children came up the way you're raising those kids of all races now to believe in themselves and to know if you give them that, they will respond.
Yeah.
And we're evidence of that. You know, so
yes.
thank you.
I appreciate you coming in and saying those words to encourage me too.
Dr. Butler is man. He's got it going on. So much.
So in the presentation too, I put all my contact information, my cell number. Please, I am willing to help you with anything. You can text me, you can call me, you can follow me on Instagram, Professor R. Mungeon. I haven't posted much there because of virtual, but hopefully when we go back face to face, y'all pray for me, Jesus. Next week, we go back face to face. Yep, so our county is phasing in. They're starting with elementary. They'll do elementary 2 weeks and then middle 2 weeks and then high and just see how it works. But I will be conquering the beast of teaching both face-to-face and virtual starting next week. So hopefully I can post there and then follow our King and I Productions page as well. So it's been
Well,
a
that's
pleasure.
awesome. I tell you, it was just phenomenal. So many connections. When you said you were at your start at Bethel Baptist, and we have Darian here, who's over the team ministry. Correct me, Darren. He's at Bethel Baptist. What is your position there?
Collegiate choir director.
Oh,
Okay.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. I remember, I remember the choir, collegiate choir.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Darren is there, and so many connections, and all these future students here who are
Yeah.
going to be successful. They don't like the fact that I get on them and saying, you know, you never know, you may be teaching, you never know. I told Dr. Roberts I would never teach. Everybody knows Dr. Roberts is one of the sweetest professors that we have, but that was the only confrontation I got into, neck and neck. I will not. No, ma'am. No, thank you. No, no way. That's not what I will be doing. You know.
What did you want to do?
And back then, my dream was to be a concert pianist. But that's what I wanted to do back then. But I probably been an alcoholic and et cetera, jobless, you know, those things. So I found out that this is, you know, it came easy teaching, you know, but I've learned so much that teaching has changed in so many ways. So this session was great. And I was so glad to hear that you share with them to definitely join the ACDA. I've been talking to them about that and FMEA or whatever state you end up. But we connected at the last ACDA right before COVID. And hung out with the three FAMUans, me, Roxanne, and Kendrick, and we had a phenomenal time. We were just sad that FAMU was not there. You all were supposed to be there. Tamia, you were supposed to have that solo. We had to teach it to someone at the very last minute, the solo that you were supposed to do, but FAMU was not allowed to attend the ACDA in March. But that's where we hung out.
So are all of you music ed majors, or what are your majors?
I think we only have two or three music eds in here.
So if you don't mind, I know we're way over time, but I just would be interested. Miss T, what are you majoring in?
Music industry.
Okay, and then Shatara?
Music education.
Awesome. Darren?
Music education.
Taylor?
Music education.
Okay. And Mr. Turner here, who has his camera on. Oh.
Yes, I'm vocal performance.
Oh, vocal performance. There it is. Mr.
Okay,
Turner.
well, welcome back, Camuel.
So sorry, my phone is on the charger, so yeah, so sorry about that.
Okay.
Sure.
Tamia is a producer of one. She's a producer of this song that has gone viral.
Really?
I don't like to use that expression because it sounds too much like an expression, but it really has it's become a phenomenon, an instant phenomenon. And you know what makes me so proud is that, you know, Tamia, as you know, is a great singer, an artist, all that kind of stuff. But it's the teamwork, you know, it's the collaboration to say we got Mr. FAMU, we got Miss FAMU. How can we elevate that brand? How can we, you know, if the team wins, we all win, you know?
Right.
They're really, really talented people, and they're decent people, you know? That's because I got a size 15 shoe and I smack them upside the head.
Well, this is good because Kendrick and I needed to find another person for music production. So I have a little student that he's 8th grade now, but he's doing a lot of music production. And we were going to invite him to the artist scope, but we couldn't figure out someone who's a little bit older than him that could probably speak a little bit better. So I would love to connect with you. Maybe you can be a part of that series of artist scope and share your experience with how you produce music. So, and I'm going to call on you because I'm going to need something produced eventually. So I know I need to stay on with Miss Lacey or Miss T to get her address to send a shirt, but it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I thank y'all so much. Thank you, Mark, calling me for any. I would love to do it again, and just let me know how I can be of help.
Most definitely. I think the class is very appreciative, and I was glad to see them engage and to offer an additional aspect, but also a new aspect of approach into teaching. And it was just wonderful having you here. As I said, it just went beyond my expectations. It was great. So I will be in touch with you because we have some things to give you in our token, as our token of appreciation. And welcome back on the Hill.
Yes, I love
way of doing things.
I can't believe I'm not coming to homecoming this year. So
wow,
this is great for me. And
yeah.
Darren, tell my goddad I said hi. He don't know me by Mungeon though, so say Roxanne Smith, the first baby he Christian. That's how you will remember. So it was a pleasure. Thank y'all. And let me stay on with me so I can get your address. Y'all take care. Have a good day.
Thank you, Professor Tooks, for chiming in.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great.
All right. So what is your address, dear?
Okay, my address is 2221 Orange Avenue East, Tallahassee, Florida 32311, apartment 912.
32311, apartment 12?
912.
912. Okay, and what year is this for you?
This is my last year.
Oh, nice.
My 4th year, yes, ma'am.
So what do you plan on doing after?
So that's what I'm kind of figuring out now. What Professor Tooks was talking about is I actually own a production company too. So my partner did the music for the video that he's talking about is going viral for FAMU. Mr. and Miss FAMU wanted to perform in the pageant that they just had. So I gave him the idea to do bigger from the new Black is King album. So he put together a team of producers and I did the backgrounds. All the females that were in class today are actually in Theta Nu.
Oh, really?
Yes. So the whole project was a red team project. We did everything from production to vocal arrangement, everything. And so now we're gonna keep working. Yes.
I'm so proud
I
of
actually
you.
met you at homecoming last year.
Okay.
I was at the FAMU Alpha tent. So
okay.
Yeah, we're working really hard this year to try to do things a little bit differently than what we have been doing. So because Mr. and Miss FAMU are so closely connected to Red Team and to the Music Greeks, we're actually able to do a lot more now. So we'll be doing a lot. Y'all will be seeing us do a lot of things this year.
Cool. So red
yes,
team,
ma'am.
Is that referring to SAI when you say red team?
And FAMU Alpha, yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. This is awesome. All right, so tell me, is this your name right here, Tamia Johnson?
Tamia.
All right, and I definitely want to include you in on that project that we're doing. We're still putting details and stuff together.
Of course. I would also say I have my business partner, he's the actual producer. I do a lot of the stuff, but he's the one that actually works in Pro Tools. He would actually be able to like discuss DAWs and all that stuff with your kids and all those types of things. So, and he's in FAMU Alpha too, so I can we actually co-own a company together. I need to get your Instagram because you said I think you guys have King. You said King and I have an Instagram.
Our
I can
production.
connect. Okay, I'm gonna connect with you on there right now.
Okay. And
Still
then
looking for you.
Professor Armungen.
Okay, got you.
Mm-hmm. What's your phone number and your email?
Okay, yes, ma'am. My phone number is 469-219-7496.
Okay.
And then my email is Tamiya, TAMIEYAH
Mm-hmm.
J@gmail.com.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I hope you learned something from me
Yes.
today. And if anything, so you don't have any music ed background. You just have music.
I don't even want to be a teacher. Like that wasn't I had to take this class because I was supposed to graduate this semester, but FAMU didn't offer the one class that I needed to graduate. So now I have to wait till next semester. But I needed an elective to fulfill my requirements with the university for my scholarship. So I had to add classes, and Dr. Butler, God bless him, he added me to this class because he knew that I needed some classes. But I'm learning a lot about education, about music education, because I do feel really strongly about it. I know that that's the reason why I love it so much, because I've always had really good music teachers. So I think it's really important. And even if I'm not a teacher, I definitely want to make an impact in music education by at least providing resources to schools or anything like that. So I'm like, I may not be in a classroom. That may not be where I end up, but I definitely still do want to be a part of the experience, because I know that it just makes the difference. It really does.
It does. It does. Yeah, when I got that email from that student, I was just like, whoa. Like I knew he liked music, but I was like, well, I'm sure, he'll find something else to do in middle school. And he wasn't even in choir. He's now in choir in middle school and loves it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
just putting him in that space. That's why I believe every music teacher needs a room, because it's that space that
It's that important. And I remember what my classrooms looked like. I remember I used to play the bells and the vibraphone. I was the vibraphone player. I literally, I remember those experiences. So I know that it's so important to really, especially at that young of an age, to really impart musically. I had one bad music teacher, and I don't.
Yeah.
Very important. And I'm really excited. I need, at least if you text me or something, I'll definitely be in contact with you, because I need to be doing some activities, even if I have to go to Georgia and whatever. I'd love to be involved in any way possible.
Yeah. I always come up with things, and I'm like, man, who could I use? So I'm sure music, even if you came up and did a class on music production,
That would be so cool. I would love to do that. And I'm actually, first and foremost, a songwriter. That's what I love to do. So I've been thinking of ways to incorporate from that element from an earlier age, because I don't remember ever having any songwriting or creativity classes like that. I was always learning somebody else's music, but I want to start letting kids write their own music. That's something that I've been seeing is a really big thing.
It is. And the kids that I teach, they have so many stories to tell. They just can't verbalize them. And so music is that outlet for them. And
Yes, for sure.
if they knew how to write it and make it musical, I'm sure, doors will open for them.
Yes.
But yeah, I want to pull you in on that project, Artiscope. And so
Okay, of course.
definitely look to hear from me within the week.
Yes.
Kendra and I will have to converse and put ducks in a row, but we wanted to do that mid-October. So hopefully we'll be able to roll that out. And
Okay, for sure.
And I'm gonna go look at this link, this YouTube video.
Yes, and I can send you my music too, because I have music out. I'm an artist, so I have singles you can listen to and stuff like that as well. So I'd love for you to check it out. It's so funny because I learned about you so long ago. So it's like
what
it's
did
so
you
crazy.
learn?
Remember, I had to learn about you.
Okay, so that's what I always wanted to know. What do they make y'all learn about Charterline and about?
We had to learn where y'all are from, like, just and the thing is we don't see y'all's faces, so it's like I know them, but I didn't know like Shatera was actually we were at homecoming last year and she was like, "Do you know who that is?" She was like, "That's Roxanne Smith Mungeon, Queen Bee of Jacksonville, Florida." And we were like, I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?"
Oh wow.
I was so happy, but I wouldn't have even known. So it was like, yeah, we learned all this info, but it was so funny to connect the face to
And
the name.
me and my line sisters we recently connected, and I actually need to catch up with them because we want to put a history together of Theta Nu, where you do have pictures and where you do have the actual song, the chapter song, because we know that song has been adapted. But Carolyn is like, no, they need to know the original and how it started. And so we're doing some things. We're trying to put some things in place for y'all for our 25th anniversary. So that's forthcoming. So.
Well, listen, we would be so honored to know everything. And I mean, like you said, so many things have changed throughout the years. So there's some stuff that we've learned wrong. There's some stuff that the people before us have learned wrong. And so we need to go to the source. But I think everybody's just kind of been, busy. Everybody has it's hard to get everybody together at the same time.
Yeah. And when I chartered the organization,
I know.
I was like, this is not going to go anywhere. And almost 25 years later, I'm like,
it is so crazy.
Blown away. I'm like,
I was
whoa.
18, so that was my freshman year. But we've had 2 more, and then Miss FAMU is she'll be finishing up. So
really,
that's why I said it's and then Mr. FAMU, he just crossed Phi Alpha. So that's what I'm saying. The music Greeks are really at the forefront of leadership on campus.
Wow.
So it's a new day and a new age for music on campus. It's really going to be a turnaround for all of us.
Wow, that is.
So it's exciting. It's really exciting. Everything's going to be virtual, of course, but we're still gonna do really well.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm so glad that you won this shirt.
Yes. I'm so shocked.
It says teach.
Listen, I can teach. I can still teach.
Yeah, you can. You're teaching me. I mean, hey, you teach and don't even know you're teaching. So
yes, it has been an absolute pleasure.
It truly
I will be looking out to hear from you. You have my number now, so as soon as you reach out, I'll get the ball rolling. I DM'd you guys on your Instagram and all that stuff. So I'll be looking out for you. And then I think on Thursday we have another class with you guys, or
you have a class with Kendrick.
Oh, okay.
And I think Carla Henry. They're gonna be talking more about choir.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, well, I'll be looking out.
All right. Nice
talking to you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in the Bible verse. You are the living word. You're part of something way bigger. Bigger than you, bigger than we, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. But now we see it. It ain't no secret, no. If you're feeling frustrated and sinking, I'm jumping in. Forgiveness is key because we're fighting something way bigger.